Hi, welcome. This is part 2 of converting our 2D robot shooting game web app, this is a browser, into an installable app using Tauri and GitHub Actions. Now, we've done quite a few videos, doing with GitHub and Actions and all that, and on their website, and so you should be pretty familiar with them by now. So we've been here many times, right? And most of the videos we work directly on here. We'd create a repository and start setting up the empty files, and then we'd fill them in and so on and so forth. But that gets tedious the more files you have, right? So in this video, we're going to work directly on our computer. And so for that, if you are on Linux, you probably already know, you need to install something called Git, which is corresponding to GitHub, right? And if you're on Windows, you have two sites. They're essentially almost the same thing. I really don't want to go into it, but you need some sort of command line that will give you Git. And one is more for if you're not familiar with Linux, and the other one that you install, Git Bash, actually looks a lot like this, where somebody who's familiar with Linux would feel very comfortable here. But either way, you need to install Git if you want to really do this and follow along on with this video. All right, so we are going to continue with prompting Gemini, since we already started with that, right? Last video. So this is for Gemini. Give me a text drawing, much like if I had done tree command in Linux. That should be how a Tauri project or repo structure would look like in GitHub, and place file names in the correct places in the repo structure and tell me where my own project files would go. So I'm going to copy that, go to Gemini. We're going to continue with our last chat, so it should understand what we're talking about. All right, so we've got our tree structure right here. So I'm going to grab this and just copy it, and this will be available to you. OMG. Okay, this is much better. So let's see, we've seen this before. We've seen .github workflows, and then this is always the build file. It's just named slightly different. And there's a comment that helps us. Our project files go in build/source, and then there's, oh, look, it remembered our actual project files. Very nice. Now, this is a little bit more complicated. There's a lot more here. Your app desktop icons go here. The minimal Rust entry point. Okay, so these, if it says auto-generated, that means, well, let's, I don't want to assume. Okay. All right. Okay, so I don't know how to teach this part. I guess it just comes from experience. Again, thinking outside the box, not accepting the answer right away. So this part right here, it was going to require us to install more stuff on our computer. I don't care if it's Windows or Linux, and then create these files. It was going to be a pain, and I know we don't have to do that. So I pressed Gemini. I said, no, I want to do the absolute minimum on my computer. That's why I got GitHub Actions for. It can do it. Tell me again, what is the minimal structure? So here it is. Look at the difference between this right here and this one. Okay, this is much better. So essentially, we're back to what we know: the build file, our project files, and then the configuration file. Very similar. I forgot this one. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I made some notes here in this file that you can have after I publish the video. Gemini's first response below was unacceptable. When interacting with AI, stand your ground. Do not just accept the first answer they give you. You insist, you want to do the absolute minimum work on your computer, and you want this for, and you put your OS here, like Windows, Mac, Linux, mobile, I don't care, whatever. So we did that, and we got a better response, which was this. And so now then I was ready to ask for file content. So the first file is this one. So it gave me all of this, and we'll try it, and it's probably going to be wrong, and we're going to be going back and forth. So then we want to ask for this one, tauri.conf.json. So then Gemini gave us the content for tauri.conf.json. Now I'm going to ask, because I'm pretty sure that didn't it forget this one. All right, so we can do some of this with a file manager, because I know it might be simpler for some of you guys. So let's create this first folder. But first, I have to be able to view hidden files. And I actually have that checked. And if you don't have that checked on your computer, you won't see this. So create a new folder. A hidden file is something that starts with a dot .github. And that's just this part. And then we go in there, and we have to create this one. So create new folder. Why does it sometimes I can type and sometimes I can't? I don't get it. workflows. There we go. And then we actually need the file. So we can go in here. So let's go down. So first, let's do new document. Now see, this time it worked. Build.yaml. We can edit that. That'll be here. Okay. So then we're going to go down to this one here. And we're going to grab all of this up to here, copy it, paste it, save it, and we're done with that one. So then we go back up here and we create a source folder. So let's back up to the root. So we're here. This is our source. Actually, this is our root. And we're going to make a folder called source, src. Now, then this is the easy part that wouldn't be so easy with GitHub. I mean, you could I don't want to get into it. We're going to take all these files, which are all these files, and we're going to shove them in there. So I'm going to highlight a few at a time here. Actually, I think that's all of them, and drag them into source, because this is for you guys. We can leave it here. Okay. And then we need this one. So that's at this level. So we create a new document called, there we go. Now it won't type. Oh my gosh. Tauri.conf.json. And then we hit enter, because we're going to edit that. We're going to put stuff in it. And then we go find the contents that were given to us by Gemini. There it is. And we grab it, copy it, paste it, save it, and that's it. Now, this may or may not be optional. I'm just letting you know. Let's see, how's the best way to do this? I don't want to mess up the drawing. It doesn't really matter where it goes. We'll do it here. Let's see. I have to like make up the drawing now. .git ignore. There's a good place for it. So let me save that. So we're gonna create a new document here. Oh brother. .git. Wow. Git ignore. And we're going to open it with a text editor. Drag that over here. There we go. And then hunt for that content, which is at the bottom here somewhere. Git ignore. There it is. So it's going to be all of this. Now, if this is wrong, it could hose us up a bit. So I'm just letting you know. Save it. We're good. Okay. We've done this in file manager mode now, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you that here. Tree. There it is. Notice how suspiciously it looks, just like this right here. Okay. With the addition that, the prompt files that I've been adding, but everything else looks kind of like, oh, you know what? Hang on. We're missing something. Tree minus A. Okay, there it is. There's our build, there's our git ignore. All right. So now that we have this here, we want to link this to GitHub using Git locally. Now we do have to create the empty repo in GitHub. So I'm going to copy this right here. Copy. Actually, that may be taken in my account, but we'll see. Oh, shoot, I already had it. I already had new right here. This name might be taken. I don't know. We'll find out. This, I'm afraid. Oh, it's available. Okay, robot shooting game is available. So, you know what we should do though? We should do this. Tauri robot shooting game. Create repository. All right, then let's go back to here. Let me go up one. And then move robot shooting game to Tauri robot shooting game. And then we're going to go there. Okay, tree minus A. All right. So now we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us link these two things together. So here's what I'm saying to ChatGPT. I just created this empty repo in GitHub, and I got the URL from GitHub right here. Okay. And then I said, and I have this local directory ready to go. Help me link it to the empty repo. And what I did is I just went like this and did a copy, and then I pasted it down here, right? So I'm ready to go. So it should give me the necessary commands. There it is. So, okay, we're already here. So git init, so copy, come here, control, there we go. Go back to ChatGPT, and we grab this. Your case would be different because it would be your username, but you get the idea. Paste that. Okay. And then we do this, copy that, come in here, paste it, and then rename the default branch to main if needed. Yes, we'll do that. It's already main, but okay, we'll do it. And then push. So we grab that and we push. And by the way, okay, so yours will be a little bit more complicated. Yours is going to fail, or it's going to ask you for username or password or personal access token. Whatever errors you get, you grab the screen, copy it, give it to AI, tell them to help you walk through it. If GitHub rejects the push, it did not, right? In my case, it did not. And as a matter of fact, now I can go to this formerly empty repository, and all I got to do is refresh the page, and voila, it should have all my files. See? And so what did this buy me? I didn't have to come here to GitHub and start, editing each file and then putting my own files in there. And not only that, I'm telling you, when the build happens, oh, by the way, now that we did all that, Actions is running, I bet you. See, it already failed. It already failed. So I'm going to have errors that I got to go look through, and then Chat or Gemini is going to tell, oh, no, you forgot one thing. I'm going to go and edit the files right here and then do the whole Git thing again. You can always ask them how to do it. And there you go. So I'm going to stop right here because I've talked too much, and I'll see you in the next video.